Today on Public Eye News, the FBI provides updates on the alleged Halloween attack plot. And later, the NMU board ratifies new contracts at a digital meeting.
JT DeMog will have your weather forecast for the next couple days. Later, Cole Robinson will bring you today's sports breakdown. I'm Colin Morrison.
And I'm Luke Niddle. This is Public Eye News. A third man has been arrested and is now facing charges in connection to a plot to a terror attack on Halloween. 19-year-old Ayub Nasser was arrested earlier today and is accused of allegedly traveling to Cedar Point, a 364-acre amusement park in Sandusky, Ohio, to scout the location. Along with Nasser, his brother Mohammed Ali and Majid Mahmoud have been charged with conspiracy to provide material support and resources to a designated terrorist organization and receiving and transferring guns and ammunition for terrorism. According to U.S. Attorney Alina Habba, 2 more suspects have been charged, though court documents have not been made available for either suspect. According to court records, Nasser is also being sued by Epic Games, makers of the video game Fortnite, for earning tens of thousands of dollars in unearned payments. And the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services makes a historic investment into opioids and substance use prevention. In the fiscal year 2026 budget, over $131 million has been allocated to the Opioid Healing and Recovery Fund. Since 2021, the MDHHS and the Michigan Opioid Task Force has seen a near 40% decrease in overdose-related deaths, thanks in large part to an increased fund in budgets. In the upcoming year's budget, $28 million will be used for increased access to quality treatment all throughout the state, and $27 million to services offered by recovery workers and mobile services. Michigan is also set to receive over $1.8 billion from national opioid settlements by the year 2040.
The NMU Board of Trustees held a meeting today that discussed a union contract and a contract for the NMU president-elect. The union agreement is with the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, a union including many workers within NMU Dining and other groups. The agreement includes a $1.25 pay increase as of October 1, 2025, along with other pay increases at later dates. No trustees objected to the contract and it moved forward. The other item discussed was the contract for NMU President-elect Chris Olson. All trustees agreed to moving forward this contract and welcoming the new NMU president. And the NMU Music Department will be presenting 3 concerts in November, namely the Percussion Ensemble, Opera Theater Workshop, and the inaugural Wildcat Winds performance. All performances will be entirely free and will take place in the Reynolds Recital Hall. The Percussion Ensemble will cover both solo and group percussion performances and will happen at 3 p.m. Saturday, November 8th. The Opera Theater Workshop will showcase students performing classic scenes and excerpts from Mozart's opera. Jacob Schmelzer and a string trio will accompany these ensemble performances 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, November 11th. Last but not least, the Wildcat Winds will have their first ever performance. Under NMU Director of Band Stephen Riley, unique performances from the Wildcat Marching Band and others will be shown at 7:30 p.m. Monday, November 17th. A showdown is brewing between Starbucks and thousands of union workers. They're threatening to go on strike on one of the coffee giant's busiest sales day of the year. CBS senior business and tech correspondent Jolene Kent is here to show us what's at stake in this dispute.
Unionized Starbucks baristas say they're ready to walk off the job on November 13th unless the company finalizes a labor contract. That date is no coincidence. It's Starbucks' annual Red Cup Day, one of the biggest sales events of the year, when those free reusable red cups are given away to customers. Union leaders are calling this the Red Cup Rebellion, and the union is asking for increased hours for employees and higher take-home pay. It says if Starbucks doesn't deliver a contract in the next week, the strike will start at coffee shops in 25 cities, with more joining if no progress is made. In a statement to CBS News, Starbucks said the company is disappointed that the union voted to authorize a strike instead of coming to the bargaining table. CEO Brian Nickel told us last week in an interview he's willing to negotiate, but says the union's demands have been unreasonable.
Well, we already give them the best job in retail. We have the lowest turnover in the industry. It's below 50%. We also have the best benefits in the industry, and we actually have the best wages in the industry.
Workers United, which began organizing stores back in 2021, represents roughly 10,000 baristas at 550 stores. We should point out that's a fraction of Starbucks' 200,000 retail employees. Now, if no agreement is reached, Starbucks could face picket lines just as holiday season sales begin. Jolene Kent, CBS News, New York.
Now don't touch that dial. After this short break, we'll be back with weather and statewide news.
Tune in to the heartbeat of the Upper Peninsula. At Public Radio 90, we're more than just a frequency on your dial. We're your trusted home for national public radio. Let our diverse blend of music be the soundtrack to your day. Public Radio 90, where community comes alive. Tune in and let your imagination soar. Don't miss Weekday with Hans Ahlstrom, Monday through Friday from 3 to 4.
You're listening to member-supported Public Radio 90, WNMU FM.
Hello, I'm JT DeMog, here to bring you today's Public Eye weather forecast. Taking a look at our campus camera, gray skies out, not too bad all around, green grass, a little bit of colors left on the leaves. Get outside while you still can. Taking a look across our map, those cloudy conditions continue around the peninsula. In Houghton, it is 43 degrees. Ironwood, it is 44. Iron Mountain, 45. And down in Menominee, it is 47. Taking a look at the eastern side of our board, down in Escanaba, it is 46 degrees. Manistee, it is 45. In the Sioux, it is 42 degrees, and back in lovely Marquette, 45 degrees. Taking a closer look into our current conditions, we have winds out of the northeast at 9 miles an hour with a barometric pressure of 30.01 inches and falling. Taking a look into tonight, we have rainy conditions with a low of 44 degrees, winds switching to the south at 10 miles an hour, and our moon face is a waning gibbous. Taking a look into tomorrow, the raining conditions continue with another high of 44, a low of 33 degrees, and winds out of the north at 19 miles an hour. Taking a look into our weekend, Saturday we'll have 36 degrees and a low of 31 with cloudy conditions, and the snow coming back on Sunday with a high of 33, a low of 29, and snowy conditions again on Monday with a high of 34 and a low of 29 degrees. That's all I have for weather. Back to the desk.
Thank you for that weather report, JT. Hopefully those flurries at the end of the week mean some start of some pond hockey. Going on some statewide news, the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development has announced yet another case of highly pathogenic avian influenza, or HPAI, has been found in a flock in Ottawa County. Since the strain was first detected in 2022, 12 total cases of HPAI have been found in flocks in the county, with 7 of said cases coming in 2025 alone. According to the Center for Disease Control, the outbreak for the general population still remains low, but recommends to take cautionary action to ensure HPAI does not spread between domesticated birds. Always make sure to wash your hands before and after handling poultry, disinfect boots and any other equipment, and use a well or municipal water as drinking water for birds. If you suspect a bird has HPAI, contact the MDARD immediately at 800-292-3939. And as opening day for deer season approaches, the Michigan DNR reminds hunters to make sure to follow proper hunting protocols when shooting for deer. While all procedures are important, especially make sure to properly tag your deer with the month and date of harvest, be knowledgeable about your weapon, and make sure it works before going out, and make sure to wear hunter orange on vests, hats, and other clothing apparel as it's required by law. During the season, hunters are allowed to begin hunting no earlier than 30 minutes before sunrise and no later than 30 minutes after sunset. The regular firearms season will officially open on the 15th and end on the 30th. For a full list of all guidelines or for any questions, go to michigan.gov/DNR. And the FAA says the ongoing government shutdown is forcing it to cut thousands of flights, with stress building on unpaid air traffic controllers. The agency says it will reduce air travel capacity at dozens of high-volume airports from coast to coast in the coming days. Natalie Brand has the details from the White House.
Travelers at airports nationwide are bracing for cancellations a day after the FAA announced it will take the unprecedented step of cutting 10% of flights at 40 high-volume airports.
As far as like the cancellations and stuff, I just hope I make it home.
As a traveler, it's very inconvenient for me, but I mean, if you're not paying people right, I completely understand. If I'm not getting paid right for my services, I wouldn't work either.
The nation's busiest travel hubs are among those expected to be impacted, including Atlanta, Chicago, Denver, Dallas, Los Angeles, and New York. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy calls the cuts necessary to reduce stress on air traffic controllers who have been working without pay since last month.
Some of them are not coming to work. It's a problem. I want them to come to work and do their jobs, but that's the reality that I deal with. And so you've seen a lot of delays and cancellations through the airspace. Taking 10% of the flights out will reduce that pressure.
President Trump is calling on Senate Republicans to get rid of the filibuster in order to end the shutdown. That would allow the Senate to pass legislation with just a simple majority.
It's the only way you can do it. And if you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape. We won't pass any legislation.
Senate Republican leaders have opposed that move. Rank and file members are divided on the issue as the shutdown impacts grow.
Right now, let's put people back to work and let's start feeding people who are literally going hungry.
Earlier this week, some lawmakers expressed optimism about a deal starting to emerge that would fund the government in exchange for a vote on extending the enhanced health care tax credits Democrats have demanded. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Cole Robinson will be right back with your sports report after this short break. Stay tuned.
It's time to go to work.
It's the defining event of our history.
This is the story of modern war and how it's changing us.
We've opened the secrets of the universe.
We can do remarkable things together.
We have never wasted our time together.
Be not afraid of greatness!
Mission accomplished.
Welcome back to Public Eye Sports. I'm Cole Robinson, taking you through our Thursday Sports Breakdown. Gliding into our first story is the NMU hockey team, who will face our biggest rivals, Michigan Tech, this weekend. The Cats enter their home and away weekend still looking for their first win after losing their first conference games last weekend against the Augustana Vikings 1-2 and 1-3 last Friday and Saturday. The Huskies enter this weekend 2-0 in CCHA play, beating Ferris State University previously this season. One of the bright spots last weekend for the Cats was goaltender William Grama, who held Augustana to 2 goals last Friday, racking up 46 saves. Offensively, Tobias Pitka leads the team with 5 points in the season, 3 of which coming from goals, including 1 last Friday. The Cats will start in Houghton on Friday evening before returning to the Berry on Saturday night. Running along with our next story, the NMU women's cross-country team will travel to Kenosha, Wisconsin this weekend for the NCAA Midwest Regional Championship on Saturday. The team, ranked 12th nationally, is having a fantastic season and just finished second at the GLIAC Championships last weekend, falling just behind Grand Valley State University. This places NMU currently 4th overall in the Midwest rankings. The team hopes to make one last jump in the standings this weekend as the top 3 teams in each region will automatically advance to the national meet on November 22nd. Senior and first team All-GLIAC runner Maddie Shazmansky led the Cats in placement at the GLIAC meet with a 10th place finish running at a 21:05.7. The national meet will also be held in Kenosha, Wisconsin, giving the Cats a familiarity to the course shall they race that weekend. Kicking it over to the pitch, the NMU women's soccer team played its last regular season game today, which kicked off at 1 p.m. against the Purdue Northwest Pride. Entering the game, the Cats have clinched a GLIAC postseason playoff spot and can confirm the 5th seed with a win. The Pride had yet to clinch a spot, but a win today will help them fight for positioning amongst themselves, Roosevelt, and Michigan Tech. The Cats would take the lead in the first half with the goal from Kenna Alexander at 36:43 into the match, and the score would stay to 1-0 at halftime. Jillian Thompson has had a clean first half, letting none of the shots faced sneak through. The game final ended up resulting 1-0, bringing the team's regular season record to 6-7-5. That is all for Sports Breakdown today. Back to the desk we go.
Thank you, Cole. That women's soccer team, wow.
Oh yeah, it's always good to end off your regular season with a win, especially in a competitive conference like the GLIAC. But I hear you have a couple more stories for us.
Yes, I do. The Lego Club at the Escanaba Public Library is hosting a Thankful-themed event and hopes to see you there, 1 to 2 p.m. Saturday, November 8th. Build something fun, whether it is related to the theme or not, and you'll be entered into a prize drawing. And make sure to bring a container of Legos for each child that comes along with you. A delegate from Kajaani, Finland, a sister city of Marquette, will be coming to give a presentation about their hometown. Come into the Peter White Public Library from 2 to 4 p.m. Saturday, November 8th to learn about our sister city and its people.
Well, with that, we're out of time here at Public Eye News Today. I'm Luke Niddle.
And I'm Colin Morrison.
We'll see you tomorrow.